Perfect. Well, we'll start with some introductions and let people trickle in, and then I'll get into the rest of the presentation. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for making the time to attend this tonight. We really appreciate it. Promise I'm going to keep this as short as we can. And at the end here, we're going to have a time to do some Q&A and answer questions if you have any. But first off, I probably know most of you or have talked to you over the app at some point. But for those who don't know me, my name is Wilson Schultz. I'm the product manager at AGvisorPRO. So I get to work really closely with our developers and our designers, and I'll be leading the webinar tonight. I'm gonna let Donna introduce herself and then Brock.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Donna, and I'm in Kelowna, British Columbia. And I've met some of you guys, I guess, over email. So nice to meet you here. And my job at AGvisorPRO is customer support. So if you ever need anything, please feel free to reach out to me.
Right on. Hi, folks. I'm Brock Moyer. I'm the Chief Product Officer here at AGvisorPRO. I'd like to thank you all for joining us and for being a part of our network. We really appreciate the experts that we have access to and that we can provide for our growers. It's awesome that you're a part of this, and we're really excited to see where we can go. Thanks again for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks, Donna. Thanks, Brock. I think we're 5 minutes over, so we'll jump right into it. We got the session being recorded tonight, which will be great. A lot of experts indicated that they'd have to catch up on this another time, so we'll have that recording for them. But we'll get into it live right now. So I'm just going to share my screen here, and we'll get into it. So this webinar is basically about Ask the Network. Ask the Network is a new feature that we released just over 2 weeks ago. It's been really cool to see the use of this feature so far. As experts on the platform, you're a key part of making this feature work. And so we want to show you how it works, how to use it, and how to be a part of it today. We're going to talk about the changes that came to the app because of releasing Ask the Network. We're going to talk about how we're going to be compensating you because of this new change as well. And then at the end, we're going to have some frequently asked questions and get into a Q&A. So we'll dive into this right now. So first off, I just want to kind of reiterate what the vision of our company is and kind of why we're all here tonight. So at AGvisorPRO, we believe that access to knowledge is the key to sustainability. At the core of what we're doing, we really want to enable agriculture to make better decisions. And we think that the best information in the world is inside of the heads of people like you. So AGvisorPRO is how we plan to share and monetize that knowledge to provide better solutions and decision-making to the agricultural industry. So tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually share my screen. I'm going to share my phone screen and do kind of a live demo of Ask the Network for everybody. So just bear with me while I get my phone rigged up here. So hopefully everyone can see this. Don and Brock, we're good to go. Perfect.
Yeah, you're good, Wilson.
Awesome. So here is what the new version of the app looks like. And I'm just moving around the Zoom thing here so I can see it right. Perfect. So yeah, if you can all open up your apps right now, this is going to be the best way to do it. We're actually going to ask a question. You're all going to get notified and pinged. So if you can just all open up your apps right now, this is probably the best way to go through this. If your home screen does not look like this when you get into the app, or if it looks any different, you're going to want to update it because your phone isn't up to date. So, and the way to do that is basically just go to the Apple or Android store. So I just quickly go to my app store. I type in AGvisorPRO and then search that up. For me, it just says open. So that means it's up to date. But if yours says update, I want you to just give that a quick update and we'll go from there. It's really important that we all get everyone on the new Ask the Network version, or else you're not going to get notifications. It's going to be very confusing as to what's going on. So yeah, get that going on your end and I'll kind of give you an introduction here. So basically you see here, I'm going to be playing from the farmer or the question asker's perspective right now. there's all these categories. We have plants, equipment, business management, and livestock as the 4 major categories. When you click on any one of these categories, you're going to basically see some subcategories. And these subcategories drill down further from the top level categories. So you see in plants, we've got field crop seed, fertilizer, soil nutrients, crop protection, etc. In equipment, similar, we've got harvest equipment, grain handling equipment, sprayers, tillage. Business management, we got accounting, business development, human resources, etc. You get the picture, but basically all of the experts, all of you have been sorted into these different rooms depending on your expertise. So behind each of these categories is a bunch of experts who can broadly help with questions in that category. Now, I want to be clear, these categories aren't meant to articulate your specific expertise. The way we built this is so that anybody with a question in agriculture can come and find a category to ask it to. We tested this pretty rigorously with farmers and made sure that it made sense to them. And that's kind of how we tested the categories. So as an example, let's say that I had a question about the rate of a chemical that I was spraying. I could click on plants and go to the crop protection category. I could type out my question. I'll just say sprayer. And I could actually send that off to the crop protection category. Now it says here, you will remain anonymous until you choose an expert to engage with. So something that was important for our farmers when we were doing interviews with them was the ability to send a question anonymously. Sometimes questions can be embarrassing or you're not sure what kind of advice you're going to get from people. So when these questions come in, they're anonymous to start with. I just wanted to touch on that point. So I'm going to delete this question for a sec because now we're going to get into what this is like for you as an expert. So Brock, actually, I'm going to get him to send out a test question to every single category in the app. So you all should be getting either a push notification, a notification within the app right away here. And I'm just going to wait on Brock and he can let me know when he sends that off.
It's just sending now. Yeah, it should be sent.
Awesome. Might take a moment here because Brock sent it to every category in the app and we have quite a few. Just gonna wait. Perfect, it came in. So you should have all got a notification if you're outside of my app. There should have been a toast inside of the app here. I'm not sure why mine didn't pop up, but I'm going to show you how to find questions. Oh, there we go. So it just told me that I received a question and I can click to view it right now. So if I go over here, it takes me to the questions tab, but I'm going to rewind for a second. And I'm going to show you how to get there if you were just sitting on the home screen, because this has proven to be just a little bit confusing maybe for some people. So the way you do this is you just click on this question mark with a little notification around it here in the bottom of the screen. So right there, you just click there, it'll light up blue and it'll take you to this screen. Up in the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a Q and an A. So a Q is where you can ask questions, the questions for Q, and then the A is for answers. So, you know, some of you, when you click on this, it's going to take you to the Q. Just make sure you hit the A so you can see the questions that have come in. So now you can see a question. This question came in today earlier. It was, what are the best options for selling heated canola? That went out to the commodity marketing category. So some of you might have already received this question today. As an example here, I'm going to show how you would interact with this question. So if you can help with this, let's say you're a grain marketing expert and you can help with selling heated canola, or you know about the options. You would just click the check mark button down here in the bottom, and it would actually prompt you to reply to this question. You could just say, I can help, and send that off. I'm not actually going to reply to this one. But the idea here is that you can say if you can help, and if you can't help, that's fine as well. The way to deal with that is you just hit the X and that question will leave. It's gone forever at this point. We will have a feature coming soon where you can replay a question. So some of you can come and say, hey, I hit the X by accident and now I can't find the question. This was just the very first version we got out. So that'll be coming soon, but just beware that when you hit the X, that's gone. But if you can't help, no worries, hit the X. And now here's the question that Brock sent in. So I'm actually going to engage with this question and send a short reply. So let's say, hey, I can help. I have this many years experience, whatever you want to say. I do want to mention that these little replies you send off, these don't have to be the answers to the question. The idea here is that you're giving that grower, that question asker, an option to find out who's on here that can actually help them. And then they're going to get to decide who they want to engage with. So you just send out a quick response, let them know you can help, let them know that they should get a hold of you, and they'll be able to find you there. So what I'm going to get Brock to do is on Brock's end, he's gone in here, he's asked a question, and now he's going to see responses. And you can all send him responses as well. That would be great, just to show him that you got the notification on your end. But send him a response. On Brock's end, he has now the opportunity to decide which one of you he wants to talk to help solve this problem. So Brock just texted me back here. Let's keep chatting about this. Perfect. So if you get a notification back, that means that grower does want to engage, and it's going to be in your messages center now. If you don't hear back, that's fine. Just keep saying yes to the questions you can help with and no to the ones you can't. That's just how the system works. So it's, it's kind of out of your hands once you say you can help. Oh, perfect. Oh, not perfect. Rick is not getting the questions. Okay, Rick, we'll deal with this right after. Thank you for letting me know. So go to my questions here, and I see from Brock that he engaged with me. So right here, you can see the question in question. So basically what Brock is referring to. So, I said I could help with this question. If I want to remember what that question was, I can come read it here. And then I can actually get back to Brock. Hey, Brock, I would be happy to help. Do you have time for a call today? So I could send this back to Brock, and this could go back and forth. Now, something I want everyone to know is we have a scheduling feature inside of the app, and we also have the ability for the question asker to call you. Right now, you can't actually call the farmer when you're talking with them. I know this is frustrating. We're changing that in the future. Right now, though, only the farmer can call you over AGvisorPRO. So I just want you all to know that so you can help prompt them along. For instance, you could say, hey, just give me a shout on AGvisorPRO. Hey, schedule a session with me on AGvisorPRO, book it in. Brock, if you want to maybe just try booking a schedule with me, I think that would be helpful. Request, perfect. So I'm just telling Brock to send me a schedule request, and he's going to pick a date and time that works for him, and then we can coordinate back and forth. So while he's doing that, I want to mention just a few other things. If you go back to the questions tab here, oh, perfect. There's the meeting request from Brock, and I will get back to that in a second. But as much as you can answer questions and you're an expert on AGvisorPRO, I also want to just let everyone know that you can ask questions in here too. Obviously, you all have clients and people that you're dealing with outside of the app that you're helping on a daily basis. And, if you have a question that they have that you can't help with, come to AGvisorPRO, ask your peers, ask the other network, the other experts in the network here we have on the platform. So you can just go to the home page, select the category and send that out. Or, even from right here, you can ask a question, select who you want to send it to. Let's say I have a question about real estate, can pick that and send it out. I'd really encourage you all to just try sending out some questions, tonight, over the next week, whenever you have one or want to see how that works, just because this is not just built for farmers only. This is really built to be a great networking tool and a place to solve problems. So definitely leverage the peers and other people that you have on this platform. So I'm going to go and show the schedule request. So Brock sent a schedule request. You see here my messages, then I got my meetings, just flipping back and forth between these two things. And it says it's unconfirmed here. So I can go and I can either accept or decline Brock's schedule notification. That will prompt Brock to either reschedule or accept. So if I accept this, we got a scheduled meeting now, and that grower will have to call, or Brock will have to call me over AGvisorPRO at the time being. So that's how that works. But there's just, we're working on the scheduling flow, we're working on the call flow. Some people have been confused with it. I just want us all to be on the same page so we can help people know how to connect with the experts, and you can kind of coach the farmers through that. So that's basically the quick tour of how Ask the Network works. And I see we got some chats coming in, which we're going to be happy to jump on at the end here. But I'm going to keep going with my presentation, unless Brock or Donnie, you had anything to add to the demo here.
No, I just want to say, if you have a question, feel free to ask in the chat. I'll respond to some of them as I can, but we'll field questions after Wilson's done the rest of this demo. Perfect.
Thanks, Brock. I'm just going to share the PowerPoint again here. So I want to talk now. We've shown you a demo of the platform. I want to talk now about compensation. So how are we going to be doing compensation for the next little while here? So this is something that we have to figure out here, how we're going to make this product work. You'll notice here we say until December 31st of 2021. So we've got a plan here to pay out a flat rate until the end of the year, basically. So the way this is going to work is for every problem solved over a call on AGvisorPRO, you're going to get $40. So basically, we can't track if you give out a cell phone number, an email, or have the interaction outside of the app. But if you have it over AGvisorPRO, we're going to be sending you $40 for that connection. We're not charging the growers anything until the end of the year. This one's on us, so we will just be compensating you for that. As for chat, we've noticed that not like every time a problem comes in, it doesn't always need to be solved over a call. Sometimes all it takes is a couple chat messages. And so, if you solve a problem over direct message, we will be paying $15 per problem solved over direct message. Again, this doesn't mean per message you send, you're getting $15. This is per problem you solve over direct messages. So, when you're replying to questions and Ask the Network, that's not monetized. But if that grower chooses to engage with you and you have a conversation, you're able to help them out, we'll be sending you that money. And better yet, if you can get them into a call, that'll be $40. We'll be paying this out on a bi-monthly basis. So, all the activity that took place earlier on this month with the release of Ask the Network, that will all be getting paid here shortly. And then, the rest of the month will be paid early December. And that's how we'll be working on this. So you can stay tuned for more updates on this. Again, this is just till the end of the year while we figure out how to do this properly. So I'll keep going here. So our ask for you right now, and the way that this is going to work best, is just please update your app. Turn on those push notifications so you know when people are asking questions in here. And if you can just check the questions coming in on a semi-regular basis, that would be amazing. The sooner a farmer gets a response to a question, the better. And usually, we'll see that those a lot more connections take place if it's, fairly soon. The other thing is just please reach out if you need help. That's what we're here for. This is new. This is the first version of this. We want your feedback. We want to work with you. As we get this thing off the ground, it's really important that you just, can lean on us and talk to us if you ever have a question. So you see Donna and myself email below. Obviously, we're both available over AGvisorPRO. Most of us have probably chatted before already. So just know that, you can always reach out to myself or Donna if there's questions or concerns. Lastly, we'll get into the frequently asked questions, and I'm going to show a little bit more from my phone here. So basically, how to update the app. We went through that already. I'm not going to bore you with those details again. If you don't know how to do it, we can chat after. Turning on push notifications. So this is different for Apple and Android. If you said that your notifications were on at the beginning, you're good to go and you'll be getting notified. But if you don't have them on, it's going to be really hard for you to know when a question's in here unless you're checking periodically. So just please go turn them on. You just go to your iOS settings So your Apple settings app, if you're on Apple, and for Android, you got to go to your Android settings. And then once you're in your phone settings, you can go to AGvisorPRO and turn those notifications on. Again, most of you would know how to do this. I'm not going to bore you with the details. If any of you have issues with that, we'd be happy to talk about it. I know some phones are finicky and different. I just know how to do Apple, so we can always deal with that after. The other questions that we've been getting a lot of recently are around the expert profiles. So as many of you would know, you can't search yourself right now. This is incredibly frustrating because you can't see what you look like to everyone else on the app. And we realize that. The other thing that you can't do in the app right now is update your profile. That's also frustrating and can be a confusion. So I want to talk to both of those things. Lastly, what categories are you in? How do you know which rooms you're subscribed to? So I'm going to show these last three kind of questions about the profiles in my app again. Just bear with me here. Apparently, I'm having issues using my iPhone right now. Oh, there we go. So go back into the app. You will notice that in the bottom right-hand corner, there's this little profile icon. Now, if you click on that, you see what you see here is going to look like a bit of a mess. This screen has not been something we've been able to update just yet. We are working on it. The developers are working on it right now, but it's just taking a bit of time. So the one thing you are able to do in here is you're able to add or change your profile picture. So if you go to the top right-hand corner and you click edit, it's going to have a little plus sign hovering over your profile picture. And then you can click on that and either upload a new photo or take a photo. If you don't have one in here, like if everyone can just jump on there. If you don't have one, please just upload one. It's always better to have one. It's much more personal. Nobody wants to talk to a name without a face these days. So if you can just update that, that would be great. But other than that, you'll notice you actually can't update anything in here. We're showing off your bio and education. Expertise isn't going to show anything right now. And I just want to reiterate, this is not how you look to everyone else in the app. This is just a broken screen that we're working on fixing. Lastly, I can't leave this screen without touching on this. There's no need to log out of AGvisorPRO. If you log out of AGvisorPRO, you won't receive notifications, you won't receive chat messages, you won't be in the loop. So just as much as this button is here, please, there's no need to use it. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So I'm going to show you what your profiles actually look like in the app. So as an example, I'm going to search up Brock here. These are what your profiles look like. They're much more robust. They look good. They got your profile picture and your location above. So a question asker knows where you're from. We mentioned that you're AGvisorPRO verified. So you've all been through the vetting process. You've all been with us for a while now. So we say that you're verified and how long you've been here. We display your bio, your work experience, your professional designations, your education, and we even have a place for you to add a website that you're affiliated with. And so all of these different aspects of the profile we've tested with farmers and our question askers. The idea is to just build confidence for them to actually know who the person they're chatting with on AGvisorPRO is. Obviously, they can chat. They can start a video call or they can schedule in with you. So this is what the profiles actually look like. And just right now, you're not able to edit them in the app. The only way to edit your profiles currently is through the back end. So we have to do that right now. We are working on updating this so that you can do it right within the app. And just bear with us. It'll just be a little bit more time. Again, we're working on this currently. We want to have this out as soon as possible, and we're working as fast as we can to have that to you. But just bear with us kind of while you're waiting, and just know that your profiles, they look good. They're visible to everyone else. You just can't update them within the app right now. Again, I'll just make sure with Brock. Brock, was there anything else you wanted to touch on about the profile updates?
No, I think with the Ask the Network feature, the most important thing is that we've gone through all of your profiles and made sure to put you in the right rooms so that you should be getting the most appropriate questions. And then in those replies, that's an opportunity to kind of articulate or add a bit more context behind your experience for that kind of a problem.
Exactly. Thanks for touching on that, Brock. And to that point as well, when we can edit the profiles, there will be in the future a way for you to subscribe to the rooms you want to be a part of. So I know right now you're in the rooms that are relevant to your expertise, but that will be in your hands as well once we get these profile changes updated. So I think that is about it for the frequently asked questions we wanted to cover. So this should give us a good amount of time to go through any questions you have. And I'm going to pass it over to Brock for that. Brock's going to be going through the questions and passing them off. Thanks so much for viewing that with me and going through. I saw some responses coming back. So appreciate you all having the apps open. I think this is the best way to learn the new features. So.
Right on. Thanks a lot for putting that together, Wilson, and for walking everyone through kind of what we built here and the intention behind it. I see that many of you have gotten back to me already on my test question, so appreciate that. There's a couple of comments in here for Linda and Dr. Mirza. You haven't been able to get the questions. I think Wilson or Donna, probably Wilson, should sit down with you after this, maybe a bit later this week, and walk you through it. It might be, I double checked you guys are on the right version of the app, and it looks like you are. So I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll have to get Wilson to sit down with you and kind of look at your device and just kind of walk you through it a bit more one-on-one. So if you, like Linda and Dr. Mirza, aren't seeing the questions come through, let us know and we'll sit down with you and try and figure that out for you. Felix is asking about the loader and if it's slower on the Android. The loader is something that we've put a lot of work into to make it a lot better, and it's still ongoing. There's a little bit more work to make that a lot faster. Sorry if it's still going a little slow, but I think we've made a pretty big improvement to it currently. It's just a part of where we are right now. Felix was asking if this can work on Windows 10 or 11. Unfortunately, right now we've decided to go mobile first, and we're building this as a mobile application. There is no web version available or app that you can use on your Windows machine, but we'll try to look for that in the future. I think right now it's just going to be the mobile application. Works on Android and on iOS. There was a question about changing appointments. In the scheduling functionality, you can suggest other times, and that's totally reasonable. You should be able to work with your potential client to figure out when to best sit down with them.
One more thing on that, Brock, just as well as the scheduling back and forth, that's great. But with the new Ask the Network feature, like 9 times out of 10, you will always have a chat interaction with that person going before you actually meet with them over any sort of video call. So as much as you can use the scheduling as well, just always know that chat's a tool that you can use to organize these sorts of things while we're working on getting it really slick.
Okay, Wilson. So Linda, Dr. Mirza, Sandra, and Gary all didn't get, and Jim, they all didn't get the questions. I can double check what version of things they're on after this, but we might need to just sit down with them and try to figure out what's going on there, just to see if we can come up with a solution for them. And maybe there's something more that we need to do just to make sure it's working for everyone else. Okay, and then Felix asked how we know things are getting resolved. So we'll follow up with the seekers after the call. They have an opportunity to rate things and to kind of close the loop on that end. We'll also know when calls are being initiated and kind of the basics of like who's actually chatting and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we'll resolve that. If we, if we compensate you and you don't think that it's being fairly compensated, please reach back out to us, and we can work through that and figure out kind of what the right thing to do is there. Does anyone else have any more questions? Sandra said it had worked previously. There was a question that she answered, so maybe it's just the one question I sent out. Not everyone got it for some reason. I'm not sure.
And we can look into this again. Just the one thing I just want to make sure you go to the A for the answers, and sometimes they'll be covered by other questions. I'm sure. Yeah, if you went there already, that's fine. We'll look into it, but I just wanted to make sure to clarify that.
I think there's a little bit of confusion. People are saying I sent a second question, but I only sent the one question. So Sandra, I see that you did reply to that question. So I think it's working properly for you. Does anyone else have any other questions? Feel free to ask them now, or, oh, there's one more in the Q&A. Art said his email is not recognized. Art Lange, so he's probably having some troubles logging in. Art, we can sort that out for you offline. I'll get Wilson to reach out to you and figure out what your login info is.
We can absolutely get that looked after.
All right, I'm not seeing any more questions trickle in. Sure, I can send a second question. Jim wants me to send another question.
We've got a few requests for that. That'll be good. Just write 2.0 and just wait 1 second here, Brock. I'm just looking at, I think Linda was one of the ones who was not able to receive the question. And I just want to make sure she does. So I'm just going to add her to the subgroups here for a second. Something happened. She wasn't on.
It's possible that I missed a subgroup. I have
Linda, you're added to subgroups now. For some reason, you weren't on them. I remember adding you to them, but yeah, just let's see if this works here. Should work for you this time. Thanks for sharing your email there as well, Art. And thanks for the feedback, Ray. I see some responses here. Rick, I see that you got the notifications on. Let me know if you get this one, Rick. Now that your notification's on, you should be good to go.
All right, I just sent another one.
We'll just take a few moments to send there.
You're all killing my DMs here now.
Oh, great. Perfect. Oh, there we go. So that just came across on my phone now, Brock's question. It's going to start by saying field crop, seed, fertilizer, soil nutrients, and then it says expert test question. Appreciate that, Ray. I appreciate you being a part of this.
All right, I see Dr. Mertza got that. Linda got it.
Perfect.
Seems like it's working now.
There was it Sandra? Did you? No,
Sandra replied to my first one. Yeah.
Oh, and Gary.
Gary says he's still not receiving it.
Gary and Rick. Okay, I'm gonna look into this for a sec, just a second. Gary, I found the problem. Just a second here. We'll get you set up. And Rick. All right, for the next question that comes out, Gary, you will be good to go. And I'm just looking for Rick now.
It wasn't you, Gary. It was Wilson. He didn't set you up properly in the first place.
There's strange. We did set up everybody, but for some reason, certain ones seem to lose the categories that they were subscribed to. So just figuring that out.
Sometimes when you move fast, you break things.
Exactly. Perfect, Rick. I will get this figured out for you as well. And I'll follow up with both Gary and Rick to make sure that this works.
Awesome. And if you're watching the recording and you're wondering why you didn't get anything, reach out to Wilson. He'll set you up.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm not seeing any other questions in here. I think most people get the point based on all the replies that I got to those two questions, which is awesome. I'm really excited. You guys, the experts on this call, the folks that are here, they you really make this possible for us, and I'm happy that you came today and that you're engaged with us and you're willing to work with us, and you're really in it to help the farmers, and we all want the farmers to succeed, or the growers to succeed. So thank you very much for joining us today. Gary, we can follow up with you on how many requests you missed. We launched this thing a couple of weeks ago, so it's not going to be a lot.
It hasn't been months yet, so you're all good.
Yeah. Yeah, Felix, there's a rewind button that's going to come that'll let you ask that or replay that question. All right, if there's any extra questions here, you can reach out to me through the app, or Wilson or Donna. Probably Donna or Wilson's your best bet, but I'm here to help as well. Like I said, super happy that all of you are joining us for this journey, and thank you very much for coming today. And yeah, I'm excited to continue working with you all.
Yeah, thank you for myself as well. Looking forward to it. Yeah, thank you for all being on the platform. Yeah, looking forward to see what the next few months holds.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great night.
Thanks for coming today, Ulf.
Yeah, good to see you, Ulf.